I'm Shane Windsor, and in 1980 the Winston Churchill Memorial Trust funded me to travel to the Karakoram Mountains of Pakistan. I was funded to take part in an international research project looking at the impact of earthquakes on communities up in the remote Karakoram Mountains of northern Pakistan. I felt quite unworthy to apply because I come from a relatively privileged background, albeit from a single parent family. And so I thought there were other people who were more deserving, and yet the judges or the interview panels interested in me as an individual, gave me a massive confidence to feel that I really could take on this project despite the financial challenges. The Churchill Fellowship has essentially set up my career. I was working as a volunteer at the Royal Geographical Society, and as a direct result of my funding to work in Pakistan on the International Karakoram project, the Society set up what was called the Expedition Advisory Centre to help anyone planning an overseas research project, particularly undergraduates doing their first overseas research projects. My husband, my now husband, is also a Churchill Fellow, and we set this up together. He has gone on to manage a big environmental charity, run a big environmental charity called Earthwatch, which matches scientists with volunteers on projects all around the world. I've stayed working at the Royal Geographical Society for the last 25 years, and I help between 500 and 1,000 individuals each year to plan overseas research projects. And because I've been there for such a long time, I've seen them go from their first tentative steps, as I did on the Karakoram project, right through to key players in their own communities, and that includes teachers, students, university lecturers, and household name explorers and adventurers who perhaps are role models for a future generation, for people who have challenges of their own and can help overcome adversity. So it's everything from science to adventure. I know them when I see them, and they tend to be individuals who really are on a mission to give back. My top tip for anyone applying for a fellowship is not just to think about the journey and the learning that you'll do while you're overseas, but also about how you will make the contribution when you get back, either in the short term or hopefully in the long term, because I think that is what the trustees are looking for, but also how the trust can get best value for money for their investment in individuals. And that can be in a small or a big way. I've been lucky because I've been able to follow a career that is about giving back, about giving advice, information and training to other people. So I am an enabler in my job anyway, but others have done it in wonderful ways, and I think that's my top tip. I've many times said to people that the Winston Churchill Memorial Trust is an extraordinary organisation because there are so many things that could have come out of Britain's wish to commemorate a great man. To have this memorial of Great Britons who believe passionately in giving back to their communities, I think is an absolute joy and a really wonderful lasting legacy, because it is very easy to put memorials into bricks and mortar and great architectural or art, but every day you can bump into people in all areas of society who have benefited from the work of the Trust, and the communities in which they live in turn have benefited. And some of them are quite esoteric and strange and different, but also wonderful, because it encourages that feeling of a better world is everyone's responsibility and not just an individual's.